Bro, that's mad. Bro, that is crazy. Wait, boys, there's actually a mad thing that happened today. 2 guardsmen were shot outside the White House. Mate, that's actually fucked, bro. That is insane. What are you saying, boys? Let me get myself on TikTok, man. Yes, Mohammed, what you saying, bro? What's good, brother? Nick, what's good? Caden, what we saying, bro? Fletch, what's good, man? Yeah, bro, what the fuck? That's mad, bro. Two men just got, I think they were shot and killed, didn't it, outside the White House, bro? Like, guardsmen, like, bro, that's actually, that's bad, isn't it? That's really bad, bro. Not gonna lie, that's awful. What you saying, Wes? Daniel, what's good, bro? Man, what's good, man? Let me jump on TikTok, Wes. Yeah, that's fuck. But boys, search this shit up, man. This is bad, bro. Like, it's actually mad. But yeah, no, that is some crazy shit. Let me get his links in actually. Wait, did this happen yesterday? Wait, that is mad though. Bro. Bro, it's bad. Bro, that is awful, man. That is dreadful. What we saying, Rank? What's good, man? This was the EG I had this morning that didn't enter me. Missed me by Fiscal. To be honest, missed me by nothing. I say that, it did miss by a little bit. It missed by EG pips, bearing in mind, 1.1 pips. But price has started to reverse now. But what I have noticed is today we have actually had the buy up of, the increase of gilt yields in the UK. I don't know how long this is going to push up. But obviously, when we do have the increase of that, we do normally we are seeing the weakness just drop off after that autumn budget. But I would say, obviously, I'm still looking at GU-EU continuations. I'm still looking at a weak dollar realistically because we are still pricing in those rate cuts. And right now, essentially, right now, this is the most important thing right now, right? The UK economy is the most important thing. So what's actually going on? So what Rachel Reeves has really done is we have increased tax, right? So that's the first thing to know. So tax has been increased in the UK. It's been increased in numerous ways. It's been increased through mainly stealth tax, they call it, which essentially is tax in ways that normal people won't really understand. But tax left, right, and centre. I'm pretty sure it's £26 billion. That's a nice pound sign. I've never done such a nice pound sign before. But tax increase, that's all we need to know. What an increase of tax will do should realistically, obviously, lower inflation, as it should do. It should lower inflation. It is to ease inflation, really. And the reason why we want to ease inflation is because we want to see interest rates come down in the UK. The reason why we want to see the interest rates come down is because, obviously, right now we are massively in debt. Just like the US, we want to see our gilt yields come down. If they come down, then borrowing costs are less, and then obviously once you start having inflation coming down, you can start obviously slowly push inflation up, slowly push for higher interest rates, and then slowly push for growth. But right now our problem is that we have massive deficit between what we spend and obviously we make fuck all in this country, so there's no growth. But growth isn't really what the UK is aiming for right now. So we will see, obviously, the increase of tax, etc., over the coming years. I think we should get tax coming in. I want to say April. Where's my other phone? I want to say April. But right now, for like near term, I'm quite bullish pound. Like near term, I'm quite bullish pound. Like sort of hence why I had that short on EG this morning. Hence why I was mainly looking for longs and EUGU today, but obviously was not happy with buying price up at such a high area. We ended up coming down, but obviously by the time we started having that move up, we started coming into sort of the lunch hour of UK, so there wasn't much trades to get in. Plus, we're not moving too much. Very low volume. This happens all the time after a budget, right? This happens all the time after every budget. The market just chills. For the rest of the week, the market chills. Volume starts to die down, and a lot of traders, especially because it's Thanksgiving over in the US, you're going to see volume die down heavily for the rest of this week. So you're not really going to be getting big, sufficient moves. But again, I think understanding market bias for the rest of this week is so key going into the following month. Because we are probably going to start having US cuts of obviously interest rates. BOE, I'm kind of confused with the BOE rates, man. Because we're seeing that yield go up, it makes me think that inflation's not going to come down as quick as the UK as obviously the government want. And if inflation doesn't come down as much as the government want, then you will see we can't cut rates as quickly as we want, because obviously Reeves really wants to cut rates December and following on with a cycle going into 2026. But we can't do that if inflation stays too high. So that's where she is right now. Boys, by the way, I'm on YouTube if you want to come see my whole screen. I know you man can barely see anything on it. But come join up on YouTube. But yeah, that is the sort of scenario that the UK economy is in. They want to decrease inflation in order to decrease interest rates. Obviously, you can't cut interest rates if inflation's too high. We have zero growth in this country. We've got two problems, right? And we're going to have to face these two problems at different times. We have zero growth and we have high inflation. Okay, there are two problems right now. That is what we kind of want to conquer. But the way we're sort of going to be attacking this, as we saw from yesterday's budget, is we don't care about the growth just yet, because that wasn't a growth budget at all. Even the OBR said it was not a growth budget. It wasn't to grow the economy. It's to hopefully start getting inflation down and start getting living better, right? What are we saying, boys? Crazy. When he started serious trading for like 3 months, what's your experience with PA in December? Does it drop off a bit like the September? December's a holiday season, right? So a few things to know about December. Massively consumer driven. So markets do tend to move because Consumers buy, right? Oh, that's all consumers do. They buy, they buy, they buy, they buy, they buy, they fucking buy. And that's what you need over the holiday season. The reason why currencies move is obviously they're traded currencies, but also when you buy and sell in certain countries or whatever, trade's big, right? When trade's big, you do tend to see volume be traded between all markets, a lot of stocks, but obviously FX, because everything's either bought in pounds, euro, dollars, wherever it may be. So you do start to see a bit more of a demand for a certain currency at a certain time of year. So you start seeing big distributing countries right now, probably like China. You probably have the fucking the Chinese yuan actually boom at the moment of these like Christmas, right? Same thing for maybe a lot more American companies, maybe tech companies start getting a lot because obviously it's Christmas time. Everyone's getting fucking whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's a consumer's period, right? Where everyone fucking buys. So it's good, but obviously when you get to that holiday season, traders stop trading because it's holiday season, so you start seeing liquidity drop off and volume drop off. Exact same as what we see in sort of September time, right? It's holiday season, right? Everyone's going on fucking holiday. Even traders going on holiday. So that's why we get a drop of volume. So there's a reason for everything, boys. But initially, I think end of November, start of December is like you do tend to have. I mean, the only problem that we have late November is the budget, which has really caused a bit political uncertainty prior, and now just drop off of volume because really the market wants to settle down. But that's key. Do you trade December? Oh, I do trade December, bro. I mean, last year I completely took December out. I did not trade December. No, not last year, sorry. The year before that. But I'll be honest, boys. I trade up until a couple weeks into December. Because the market still, I think at the moment we've got still a decent bias. For me, obviously, I can see that we're looking to cut rates in the US. I don't think we're going to be able to cut rates in the UK because inflation's too high. So again, if I've got that divergence between these economies, I can sort of understand some good bias trades I can get in on. Hence why I'm mainly bullish GU. That's where I kind of want to get my trades from. But whether we can get that is a different question, obviously. EG, I'm still relatively bearish. It's again very annoying today. I mean, EG's been a bastard to me for the last 2 days, people, man. I mean, look at this. This one missed entry by skin on my helmet. Literally almost a joke. Laughably a joke. What do you actually miss this by? Where we at? Here to here. A singular pip. And then obviously today I think it was 1.1 pips. Is it going to tell me? 1.1, 1.2. I just realised I had a magnet on. This is definitely less than that. So I trade on those spread ACG accounts. 0.2 pips away. Bastard. It's been very unlucky. But again, bias, I think bias has been really nice recently, boys. I don't think bias has really been a problem. I think entries sort of been difficult. We've been seeing price run quite a lot recently. That's sort of been the only real problem with price. And I made Ludlow. I just want to make sure I got my address and my PRQ spell to see if anything else has come out sort of bias wise. But yeah, GU looks great to sell. Looks great to sell because again we still kind of want to see price come lower. We're still quite high up on GU. To influence a nice move down. We've come into that fair value. Now we obviously a great area for us to come to now would be that prior day 50 if we are looking to sell off. Bearing in mind my real bias right now, we've completed the daily CRT, sorry, the 4-hour CRT to the downside. We've obviously filled this, I think it's the 1 hour imbalance. We filled the 1 hour imbalance, and now we've started to have a reaction off. So it really depends on how we react. Obviously, it looks like we've had a bit of a reaction to this fair value. Again, we always bounce off a bullish fair value, bearish fair value, all the time. Bearish or bullish POIs all the time. But obviously, where's the real move? Because we've moved off of this, and we've also moved off of this. So we're questioning, obviously, what are we? Bullish? Are we fucking bearish? Where are we going? I'm still kind of on that. I'm on the strong side of the pound still, man. Fiscal certainty, political certainty is the driver at the moment, man. What does fiscal mean? Here from TikTok. Yes, bro. How we doing, man? Come on, cuzzy. G sales look good. They do look good at the moment, but I'm still looking at the long. So what does fiscal mean? Fiscal refers to like government spending, tax, and stuff like that. Like it's like government. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It's in regards to government money, essentially. So right now, just like an expert, just Rachel Reeves got my yeah, of course it is. So like right now, we're going into what is called fiscal tightening, which essentially is when the government don't try and spend too much money and try and save more and probably hike tax to bring a bit more income into the country and try and decrease that debt we have. That's essentially the fiscal situation for the UK right now, right? Fiscal policy is in regards to the government's money, how they spend, how they save, how they like tax and all that type of stuff. Their growth. We've got no fucking growth, so there's no growth story there. You think I could enter off that 15-minute fair value gap on EU for sales? Honestly, boys, I don't like the idea of sales. I'm still in this mind where I'm looking at the weaker dollar and looking for EU and GU to come to the upside. Pound's quite strong today. We've had a real decent push up from the gilt yields, which I personally weren't expecting. But I feel like the reason why we've had these gilt yields pop up, for the reason of normally when you have gilt yields pop up, you feel like there's gonna still what it means is investors want more money to give you money, right? So if the yields pop up, it normally tells you that investors want more money to hold UK assets, right? A UK bond. To hold debt, essentially. Because that's what a bond is. You pay for debt. That's essentially what it is, right? You pay for debt from the government, right? And the reason why the yields pop up, because, again, if you're a bit quite uncertain with where the UK economy is going, then you are going to get yields pop up, because you're going to want more money back for you putting money into the UK's debt, essentially, right? So that's why we get a yield pop up. If we get a yield come down, obviously you don't need as much money to buy these because there's not as much certainty. And then obviously the other side, the government side of what it means is if the yields go up, it means you have to give more out. So again, if yields are too high, then you start seeing debt increase quite high, which we don't really fucking want, to be honest with you. We don't want that. DXY is bullish, high time frame, bruh. What do you mean? What's your reasoning, RG though? What's the reason? What's good, Dish? What you saying, bruh? Did anyone able to actually get in this EG this morning? We can't beat growth forecast, Reeves. Come on. That's just a stupid. Literally, how are we... Question is, how are we going to grow? That's like the main question. How the fuck is our economy going to grow? Because I can't possibly see it growing. I can't possibly see it growing at all. But yeah. And then you got the other side, Cam, right? You got monetary policy, sorry. No, it wasn't. Fair play, man. Fair play, man. Looks like we are really stronger with the euro. I'm still holding. I'm still looking like an L. Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one, man, because it's just difficult because, again, right now it depends on what investors want, and I feel like investors do tend to change their mind a few days. A budget is a massive thing, bro. A budget is a huge thing in terms of the UK. It pretty much tells you the path of where the Bank of England are trying to take the economy for the next few years, really. And it was massive, and there was massive political uncertainty before it because we didn't know what Reeves was going to do in order to obviously, is she going to look towards growth? Is she going to look towards lower inflation, so better living standards? What is it going to be, right? What is it going to be? So I feel like I feel like at the moment it's hard, right? Because to get a real consensus, I feel like we need investors to really make up their fucking mind on whether we're strong pound or weak pound. I feel like right now, short term, I'd say for the next month, we're quite strong pound because obviously the divergence between interest rate decisions. That's why I'd sort of be a bit more stronger to the pound side. And then obviously we've got the cut from the Feds next month. But then I'm looking for the pound to really start dying down because obviously we're looking at inflation to drop down, which will cause the currency to get to weaken. Lower inflation weakens the currency. Obviously it's good for an economy because lower inflation, it works better and you've got more room for growth. And then you can start cutting interest rates, which would then further weaken the pound. So over the time, we are still looking at a weak pound, but right now I can't see it being dangerously weak. In fact, I feel like politically we're quite strong in the UK after that budget. I know it's not great to hear, but yeah, it's. Well, I mean, we'll have to see what they do, man. But what I'm anticipating is essentially lower inflation and lower interest rates and start gathering back that debt. That will cause yields to go down. So again, people won't need so much money to fucking invest in us. The lower the yield, the better. Obviously, we look at German 10-year gilts. They're looking at like 2.6 for the bonds, which is crazy. So you don't really have to invest. You don't. So a lot of people. So people ask for less money in return from Germany. Why? Because it's so the infrastructure behind Germany is so good. Plus, their growth in the next few years is looking quite strong. Slow but strong growth. That's essentially what the UK's got in. No, sorry, the ECB have got for the next couple years, next 2-3 years maybe. It is what it is, right? Makes you think gold will fall back down to 4.1 to clear that 4-hour fair value. Honestly, bro, I feel like gold can. I feel like it's got more chance of coming down at the moment than going up. For like the near term. To be honest with you, back to 4.1, I'm not sure, but again, gold at the moment is a very ranging instrument, so. That's why I've not been trading it. Obviously, I took advantage of the nice bullish run we had with gold, which was back, it's kind of 1 hour, back in like October, like halfway between October. Before that, we took advantage of that bullish move, as you can see, massively took advantage. But then in this move here, man, I'm just not interested with gold, bro. I'll be so honest with you, I'm just not interested in it at all. Gold have these periods where we have the exhaustion, right? And then we want price to move up. We want price to move up. We'd love for price to move up, so we can take advantage of that bullish move again. Because really, again, it's an appreciating asset over time. The gold's amazing. Still loads of geopolitical problems around the world. But again, I think the next big news for gold would probably be to the downside, and the reason for that is because we potentially do have that Ukraine peace deal on the table, and I think Zelensky's grabbed it with two hands. Realistically, it just depends on how this plans out, but. If we have that, again, this is a war that's been going on for like fucking nearly 6 years now or something. So, yeah. And obviously that would have a massive effect on gold. A massive effect on gold. And that would obviously be push us to more risk on assets, push us away from safe havens. Push us away from gold, really. Mate, do you reckon we will see anything but trend line today? I mean, it makes sense, right? The reason why it makes sense to just trade in such a way would be because of the low volume. Low volume will just drive price slowly to one direction. And I would say again, for me, that's just to the upside. I don't think we're gonna have. I mean, it's it's already 3 o'clock, right? And we've just seen price just with minimal volume move in one direction for the day. Realistically. Since London, Since London like 9, 10, we've just moved in the same direction. I feel like that's the way we're going to move for the rest of the day, really. I think it kind of only makes sense. PA is dink, I don't see anything happening, so I'm staying out. Don't blame me, Josh. I mean, for me, London session's over anyway, so I'm not placing nothing, not a thing. Odds on my GUT PM from taking the Asia's higher. What did you aim for, bro? Oh, sorry, are you in a long? Oh, nice, bro, nice. I couldn't honestly, bro. I couldn't tell you the chances, man. I think we could commentate this high. Again, I'm still looking at points of interest to the upside. If we are really truly looking bearish on GUEU, for me, reaction would happen towards this higher fair value here. So I do want to see price trade a little bit more to the upside in order to have that reaction within here. Again, it could continue, could go up, couldn't give a shit. Regardless, obviously, price comes to its fair value, really. Right, got you, bro. But I'm still on the longs favourable side. Really, we all approach it with like startup energy, so it's actually a really great time. EU's continuing that move, nice. I want to see again. I still want to see if EG is going to continue that move down. Some of the inherited Warner people, understand this feeling. Wait, let me see if I took my limit off. Wait. When we started to work for David, his one of his edicts to us is, challenge all assumptions. The business has to transform. It has to adapt to the moment we're in. And we talked about Moneyball a lot, because Billy Bean in that movie and in the book was all about adapt or die. The company right now has been battle tested and it has been challenging assumptions for 2 years. As far as the day-to-day, we're heading for that split. That's the course that David has charted. And people trust David because this whole slate strategy, this whole diversified slate, the label strategy, getting DC up on its feet, getting new line, pumping, getting animation, which comes online for us next year, pumping, we still think it's the winning strategy. 1.322220. Yeah, but honestly, nice. I like it. I still like it. I'm still favouring that move to the upside. I'm still favouring that 100%. But a very static move at the moment. I'm still. Let's see where price is really gonna. Because again, we are still within this fair value. We've been in this fair value for a bit now. Price really hasn't reacted too much off. Thanksgiving, man. What a joke. What a fucking weird thing to celebrate, isn't it? Thanksgiving. What even is the thing behind that? What is even the thing behind that, bro? Gains, I should say, of 0.2% on the MSCI specific index, and S&P E-mini futures flat to the downside as well. So, as we continue to the cross-asset picture, we keep an eye on 10-year gilt yields, of course, monitoring where the budget leaves this market. We are low liquidity. Thanksgiving is an annual national holiday celebrated in the US and Canada to express gratitude for the blessings of the past year. To this point, Bitcoin below that 91k mark at the moment, but still continuing to claw back ground after that more than month-long sell-off. And we've got Brent at $63 a barrel, so steady ahead of that OPEC Plus meeting this weekend. And as investors, at its core, the holiday is about expressing thankfulness for things like family, friends, and health. I guess that's kind of I get that. I can get under that. Consumer spending is the reason, mate. No, that is it as well. Massively consumer. Again, another massive consumer time, man. Massive consumer time.
going to do, because we have been lacking the economic data, critical economic data, to understand and to guess what the Fed should do. So in this situation, I think it's very interesting to look at the risk to ratios, and we think that cutting the interest rates in January, so skipping the December rate cut.
To be fair, Thanksgiving, man, I think that's quite a sick thing. Low key. No, I've read about it. I think that is quite good, man. I think people don't see their family as much, especially when you're on the grind. I feel like no one actually really appreciates the family until they get older. Really. I made your FOMO on GJ today, but follow my plan. Lovely stuff, bro. Lovely stuff. What was you looking at on GJ? Was it a long up?
Well, the credibility of the Fed has been quite undermined throughout this year. So we think that data dependency is one thing that the Fed should really put the accent on, because even when we are talking with our clients,
man, it's just got to be a cut, eh? What are they even talking? It's got to be a cut.
So the Fed credibility waning and the data accuracy is no longer being, calling confidence.
Yeah, what? Where was that from? Asia's Law. I'm assuming not from the sweep of Asia.
To do is to maintain its credibility. Now, I think that a data-dependent, fact-based approach would be one of the best things to increase the credibility level at this point in time. And let's say that the Fed cuts and the bank.
It's annoying because there's no areas to the left where you'd continue price on because we've had such awful volume today.
We actually had at least, and that was basically backed by the bleak outlook for the UK economy, and also by the expectation that the Bank of England would start cutting the interest rates once the budget is over. And now that the budget looks quite disinflationary, I think that Bank of England has got the green light to cut the interest rates in order to give.
I don't think they are going to cut interest rates, man. The thing is as well with interest rates, you can't cut interest rates without having inflation drop. If you don't have inflation drop, why are you cutting interest rates? It just creates such a big problem. So I think I'm kind of still 50-50, but I've got my reasons why they shouldn't cut just yet. I've read a few articles as well that other investors are saying quite a similar thing, really. I'm praying for this EG reversal, man. Let's see where we could reverse from. Where is our high volume? I mean, holy fuck, we have no volume at all. But for the sake. Okay, that's not what we wanted to see. We're just going to have to see how price reacts. Slow down. Bro, how have we slowed down at half two? As soon as we got to half two, US Open, we're gone. But obviously it's a bank holiday, so I'm probably going to jump off early today, boys. We're not going to see price move. EG bans off DTO as usual, yeah. Bro, EG off the DTO is a fucking mad one. Often. Continuation of EG, of Asia, DTO is crazy. Strictly Forex, bro. Well, on challenge accounts, I vary now, man, to be honest. But on my main accounts, main funded accounts, FX, bro. But I've got challenges where I trade gold, futures, like continuation of Asia session and shit like that. Negative. But I'll probably jump off in like 15 minutes, boys. I'm not going to jump on it too long.
I also want to talk to you about oil, of course, a key component in the.
I wouldn't say that just yet, Fleck, man.
Brent trading slightly higher at $63 a barrel, but of course we mind the potential peace in Ukraine.
I wouldn't say that just yet, man. How come you trade in a bank holiday effect? I only trade London session, bro, and during London session you don't normally see the effect of. That's it, Vish, bro. That's it, man. You don't really see the effect of the US bank holiday. Futures rules suck in my opinion. Why? What's the
Find a solution to their
what's your thing, brother?
supply and maybe
Why is that?
start restricting the output
Yeah, man, very low volume, bro. Today, obviously we just had the autumn budget. So again, a lot of investors do like to allow yields to sort of settle and allow prices to sort of actually sell after the fucking news. Plus, obviously Thanksgiving, so a lot of the US investors out of the market today. So volume is low, is normal, and again, volume is going to be very low tomorrow as well. As it's Friday. Very low volume week this week. Very low volume, bro. I've had 3 maybe. I don't know if I've had 3, but I've definitely had 2 missed opportunities, man. Why are so many people still trading Forex? Forex has been traded for since like the 70s and 80s, bro. And the FX is the most traded market ever. Day in, day out. There is the most amount of volume being traded through it every single year than any other market on the planet. That's why people still trade Forex, bro. It's not like a trend, bro. It's not how the markets work. It's not like a trend. It's not like people jump on Forex and then they jump on a hype of fucking crypto and then jump on a hype of fucking stocks. If you trade like that, you're gonna find it very difficult to find profitability, man. All week low volume, 100%, bro. Thoughts on EU? I still think EU and GU are going to continue up, to be brutally honest. I'm weak dollar, cut of interest rates, definitely a divergence there. So I'm really still looking for GU and EU to move up. Obviously, very slowly. Right, we're not really getting. There's no reason for price to move big. There's not a lot of volume, so it makes sense for price to just chill out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Not what the president wants either, heading into the midterms. EPAC, good to see you as always. Thanks for pulling one. The Thanksgiving shift.
You're moving alright, brother. Don't you dare worry.
We thank you as always. Well, coming up
Continuing higher now on GUEU again as we actually moved on this 1 hour IFEG so nicely. Let's see if we can get a 5-minute off of this just for a cheeky little something. For a cheeky something. Just trying to get a trade through. Let's have a look at EG. EG's having a bit of a reaction. It's just going to be a painful one, Fletch. You'll probably be in it for the rest of the day, man. I'll be honest, Fletch, in honesty, you might actually be in this trade all day, so I would take out whenever you're happy, bro. Low volume is a very painful thing to have during a trade. And again, you're in profit now. I'd say just get rid of it when you're happy. That's what I would personally do. What is gold saying? Gold's still in that fucking scenario where it's not really moved. There's not been a reason for it to move, right? Again, just look at that fucking price action, man. Look at that. Look at that. I'm trying to show the TikTok. Boys, if you're on TikTok, man, just come jump on YouTube. I'm streaming up on YouTube. Just type up Richesse, it should come up. You just see the screen so much better. EU as well is respecting fair value, yes. Yeah. But look at gold, I mean, just look at price action. I mean, we're not really breaking highs, not breaking lows. Price is very consolidative. This is the 1 hour time frames. This is pretty much like only like this week's worth of price action, but very low volume in the markets. Gold hasn't had the reason to really have a big knee-jerk reaction to the upside or downside. I think, like I said, I still think the next reaction would be to the downside. Not really like now, I'm not saying that now, but I think the next big move we're going to see is probably going to be to the downside if we do get that ceasefire through Ukraine and Russia. I mean, we'll see how it goes, man. Massively depends how that turns out, but that is something that is sort of the market's got around its head right now. So that's why I think we're limiting upside potential because of that risk. If you are in longs, it's not a great time to be. Currently 22 are up in an EU long, TP at 35. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, man. Right, yeah, we're moving nice. We'll see if we get these 5 minutes though. I want to see the trade through. But yeah, we are still looking for the long. Up over 70% in the past 3 weeks. Fucking hell. Anticipation on EU when you done on gold. Anticipation on EU when you done on gold. What do you mean, sorry, bro? Or are you a girl? That's a kiss for I think you do. What do you mean, sorry, bro? Buffer requirements mainly. Oh, alright. But yeah, man, November, man, holy shit, bro. For this whole month, boys, I've not been entered into. I think it's 4 trades now. This month that have just missed entry. I don't think it's been a bad month at all. I think price action's been alright. I think sometimes it's just been very low volume because of uncertainty. So many reasons why in all economies as well. We had massive French political uncertainty. We had political uncertainty in the UK. US uncertainty around what's obviously happening with interest rates and what's happening over there. Growth not doing great. Growth a little bit better in Europe, but still uncertainty around the economy. So we've had like a massive drop off of volume. Plus it's November, consumer season. We haven't seen volume. We haven't seen volume really give us those mad moves. So I kind of understand why I've not been ended into my trades as I would have done. But it's frustrating, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Love Master, my stop was valid. My trade didn't mean for it to be such a big RR, bro. That's a crazy RR, bro. If you're on a funded man, I pray that you get paid out. That I pray. Is that on a funded or challenge? Yeah, entry been. Yeah, man. Aaron have been difficult. But bias has been pretty fucking good, man. Bias has been readable, very readable. But yeah, entry's just been a bit of a pain in the arse, man. Entries have been a pain in the arse. Down 5% past 3 weeks with a fire emoji. It's unlucky. That's the thing, right? And I feel like times like this, like the markets are right now, I think it shows your if you do end up losing a decent few trades, I feel like it does show that you just have a hole in that sort of defensive side of trading. Like the reason why you don't place this trade and why you do place this trade, right? I feel like if you are 5% in 3 weeks, how many? Is that all losses? I managed to shave 7% in the last 3 days. Yo, go check EU. What are you looking at on EU, brother? Yeah, we're still looking for it to come out. I'm gonna get this trade for this 5, even though we're just not gonna have a 5 minute after, so we're gonna have to go off the IVG if we do look for something. Challenge phase, bro. Bro, don't even aim for that, Rob. No, it's not even Rob. Morgs, don't even aim for that, bro. Bro, just aim for what you need to pass. You don't need to be. Don't even waste the. Don't. And I'm pretty sure if you do pass a challenge in 1 trade, I'm pretty sure you get put on a high risk account. I'm not 50% sure. I will recover slowly. It happened a few times. Bad psychological days. Again, but it's just a remembrance that you're on the journey, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just a remembrance. Everyone's still on it. I'm still on the journey, really. Everyone's still on the journey. No matter how much money you made, how long you've been in it, you're always still on the journey. Because the market's always changing. There's always something to understand next. There's always shit going on. There's a reason why there's anchors 24/7. That's pretty much 24/7 on Bloomberg every day, and will be for the next fucking how many years. Because there's always stuff to talk about in the market. There's always something to learn. It might not be from a strategy point of view. It might be psychology. It might be fundamentally something you need to understand about the markets, whatever it may be. As boring as that may sound. But yeah, we're not getting much movement. What's the time? Well, boys, I'm going to jump off. There's actually really not much point. I'm just going to go chill out. I'm still going to read up on these fundamentals for the UK for the next few hours. And I'm going to go chill out, man. I'm not looking for longs, bro. I was looking for longs this morning, but price just didn't come to an area quick enough and have a knee jerk off of that. I mean, it makes sense. We got low volume, so. My trade I had today was this EG that just didn't enter me. Price is still going, to be fair. Just watching, yeah, fair plays. But that, yeah, GU. I'd say my bets are to the upside. Same with EU, boys. My bets are to the upside still. But yeah, I'll catch you, man, tomorrow. Boys, it's Friday. It's not the last Friday. Next Friday, we're gonna be giving away more accounts. We're giving away, fuck knows, might be giving away 25s, 50Ks, whatever the fuck it is. Boys, make sure you're in the Discord. I assume most of you man on the YouTube are. I don't know about you man on the TikTok, but make sure you man are in the Discord. If you want to be entered into any, we do these giveaways every single month, boys. Alpha Capital Group, 2-step funded accounts. Drop me a message. If you're on TikTok and you're not in the Discord, just drop me a message, funded account, and we'll get you entered into the giveaway for next Friday. Again, we do it every first Friday of the month, just like NFP, boys. Every single NFP, we give away multiple funded accounts to the Discord. Every single month. All ACG 2-steps. But boys, I'll see you man in the morning. Yeah, I'll probably be on YouTube in the morning for the pre-run. Obviously it's Friday. I don't trade Friday, so I normally do it just to everyone instead of just the members. So I'll see you boys in the Discord. I'll see you boys in the on the YouTube in the morning, man. Love you all, man. YouTube, man. Hold it, boys.